Welcome to FACT-ory. Prepare to dive into 50 interesting facts about anything and everything. Ready? Let's go.
Number 1. The myth that humans use only 10% of their brains is completely false. Although popularized by early 20th century thinkers like William James and later by Hollywood, modern brain imaging techniques confirm that virtually all parts of the brain show activity, even during sleep. The myth likely stems from misunderstandings about brain cell types and early psychological musings. Today, neuroscientists agree that our brains are highly efficient, with specialized areas constantly working together to manage the countless tasks of daily life. Number 2. Nominative determinism suggests that your name could influence your career path. This quirky theory finds support in real-world examples. Tito Beveridge founded a major vodka company, Ed Curry developed the world's hottest peppers, and Usain Bolt lived up to his name by becoming the fastest man alive. Even Dr. Willard Bliss, whose first name was literally doctor, ended up practicing medicine. Though whimsical, this phenomenon hints at deeper social and psychological patterns that subtly shape our life choices. Number 3. Clement L. Vallandigham's death was as dramatic as it was ironic. A lawyer and politician, Vallandigham accidentally shot himself in 1871 while demonstrating how a barroom murder could have been self-inflicted. He believed the pistol was unloaded, but tragically proved his point by dying from the wound. His death inadvertently secured his client's acquittal, making Vallandigham a rare case where a lawyer's sacrifice directly influenced the outcome of a trial in the most literal sense imaginable. Number 4. Dogs' sense of smell is so powerful that it dwarfs human capabilities. With around 300 million olfactory receptors compared to our mere 6 million, dogs can detect scents at concentrations nearly 100 million times lower than humans. If our vision were as sensitive as a dog's nose is to scent, we could see a candle burning from 30,000 miles away. This extraordinary ability has made dogs invaluable partners in fields ranging from search and rescue missions to medical diagnostics. Number 5. Chasing fleeting pleasures might not lead to true happiness. Psychologists explain that indulgences like fine dining, vacations, or shopping sprees only offer temporary satisfaction. True happiness, according to experts like psychotherapist Philip Chard, stems from resilience, meaningful relationships, and acts of kindness. Unlike fleeting pleasures, genuine happiness persists even during life's hardships. Focusing on personal growth and community connection, rather than material gain, leads to deeper and more sustainable emotional well-being over time. Number 6. Earth scrapers could revolutionize future architecture by building downward instead of reaching for the sky. In Mexico City, BNKR Arquitectura proposed a 65-story inverted pyramid beneath the city's central square. Designed with a hollow center for light and air, it could house parks, homes, and offices underground. Meanwhile, a similar concept was envisioned for Arizona's Lavender Pit mine. Although no earth scrapers have been built yet, these bold designs suggest that future cities might expand into the depths below our feet. Number 7. Celebrities have often claimed to encounter UFOs, with stories ranging from curious to downright bizarre. Singer Kesha described a strange sighting, while Miley Cyrus insisted she was chased by a UFO. Goldie Hawn recounted feeling touched by a mysterious light. Post Malone, however, has had multiple experiences, including seeing a dome-shaped object surrounded by lights. Discussing it openly on podcasts like The Joe Rogan Experience, Post remains adamant that he witnessed something extraordinary, adding to the long list of celebrity encounters. Number 8. The asteroid impact that ended the reign of dinosaurs 66 million years ago didn't wipe out all life. Remarkably, cockroaches survived relatively unscathed, and snakes managed to endure the catastrophic changes. Even more puzzling, bees, delicate, cold-sensitive creatures, survived the nuclear winter that followed. Scientists are still baffled by how these insects persisted through freezing temperatures and food scarcity. Their survival ensured the evolution of flowering plants, which eventually led to the stunning biodiversity of Earth's modern ecosystems. Number 9. Being extremely attractive isn't always the blessing it seems. Studies have found that professional models often suffer from higher rates of personality disorders and report lower overall happiness. Valued primarily for their appearance rather than their talents or character, many models struggle with self-worth and identity issues. The intense industry pressures, constant scrutiny, and need to maintain an image can erode mental health. Thus, while beauty might open doors, it does not guarantee fulfillment or emotional stability. Number 10. Sometimes inventions aim to solve problems that don't really exist, like the motorized ice cream cone. Designed to rotate the ice cream for you, this gadget adds complexity to a simple pleasure. It requires batteries, creates extra waste, and strips away the basic joy of eating ice cream. While it may seem amusing at first glance, the device ultimately illustrates how innovation can sometimes over-engineer solutions, offering an unnecessary twist to otherwise delightful everyday experiences. Number 11. Sudoku, the beloved logic puzzle, requires strategy and critical thinking rather than math skills. Despite its numerical appearance, it's about placing digits logically rather than calculating. In 2018, Xia Wang stunned the puzzling community by setting a world record, solving an extreme Sudoku puzzle in just 54.44 seconds during the World Championship. Her achievement showcases not just raw talent, but also intense mental discipline. Today, she inspires countless aspiring solvers to view Sudoku as both an art and a science. Number 12. NASA's contributions extend far beyond space exploration. They've even transformed orthodontics. In the late 1980s, NASA developed translucent ceramic materials, became the foundation for invisible braces. These discrete alternatives replaced the bulky, metal braces of the past, radically improving dental aesthetics. NASA's innovations didn't stop there. Their research has also enhanced dental alloys, X-rays, and ultrasound technology. So next time you admire a perfect smile, remember that the same minds shooting rockets into space helped straighten those teeth. Number 13. In 2020, a 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy, Nesyamun, spoke for the first time in millennia. Scientists used CT scanning to model his vocal tract and 3D printed a replica. By connecting it to a voice synthesizer, they recreated a single vowel-like sound believed to resemble Nesyamun's voice. Although not an exact reproduction, the experiment demonstrates how emerging technologies might one day allow us to hear echoes of ancient civilizations, offering a new sensory dimension to the study of history. Number 14. One of horror cinema's most iconic scenes, the geyser of blood in 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, was actually a glorious accident. Filmed inside a rotating set, the crew poured gallons of fake blood through a hidden hole. However, the room spun out of control, and the blood flooded unpredictably, creating a chilling effect far scarier than intended. This happy mistake helps cement the scene's place in horror history, proving that sometimes chaos creates cinematic gold. Number 15. Sony's robotic dog Aibo, launched in 1999, was a bold attempt to reinvent pet ownership. Aibo could learn tricks, recognize faces, and respond to voice commands, blending companionship with cutting-edge robotics. Despite its charm, Aibo struggled with a steep $2,000 price tag and the inability to replicate the emotional bonds formed with real pets. Although production ceased in 2006, Aibo remains a beloved symbol of early consumer robotics and still has a devoted fan base among tech enthusiasts and collectors. Number 16. In 2017, scientists analyzing human saliva stumbled upon a remarkable discovery. They found a version of the MUC7 gene in people of sub-Saharan African descent that traces back to an entirely unknown ancient human species. This ghost lineage left no fossil record, but lives on through genetic traces embedded in our saliva. Researchers believe interbreeding occurred around 200,000 years ago, reshaping our understanding of human evolution and suggesting that our ancestry is even more entangled than previously thought. Number 17. Resourceful survivalists have learned to harness ice into a fire-starting tool. By carving a piece of clear ice into a lens shape and polishing it with body heat, they can create an improvised magnifying glass. When aimed correctly, sunlight focuses through the ice, igniting dry tinder. It's a brilliant example of using nature's raw materials creatively. Although challenging to perfect in the wild, this method shows how traditional survival skills can bridge gaps when technology is unavailable. Number 18. Crossing a greased pole might sound like a silly carnival game, but it's a legitimate world record event. in 2016, Antonio Papa from Italy set a new record by crossing a greased pole in just 3.09 seconds. The previous record had stood since 2012. Slippery, fast, and requiring incredible balance, the feat is a true test of agility and nerve. Though the event sounds whimsical, it demands serious athleticism and lightning-quick reflexes to master. Number 19. Age discrimination remains a persistent issue across industries, not just in Hollywood. Sally Field, at 77, recently spoke out about the stigma older actresses face, sharing her experiences on Julia Louis-Dreyfus's podcast. Beyond entertainment, age discrimination lawsuits, like that filed by Deborah Violante against Disney, highlight the broader societal problem. These cases push companies to rethink how they treat older employees, advocating for fairer practices, and promoting a workplace culture that values experience over youthful appearance alone. Number 20. Although Charles Darwin is closely associated with the phrase survival of the fittest, he didn't invent it. Herbert Spencer, a British philosopher, coined the expression after reading Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Spencer applied the concept to both biology and economics in his 1864 work, Principles of Biology. Darwin later adopted the phrase in later editions of his own writings, illustrating how ideas evolve not just in nature, but also across intellectual fields and scholarly communities. Number 21. In the absence of gravity, fire behaves in fascinating ways. On Earth, flames stretch upward, forming that familiar teardrop shape due to hot air rising. But in space, aboard the International Space Station, flames form perfect blue spheres. Without gravity driving convection currents, combustion occurs differently, creating mesmerizing floating orbs of fire. This discovery has expanded scientific understanding of fire behavior and has important implications for fire safety and combustion efficiency in microgravity environments. Number 22. Building a giant Eiffel Tower replica out of matchsticks sounds impressive, but Richard Plod took it to another level. He spent 8 years constructing a 7-meter-tall model using over 700,000 matchsticks and 50 pounds of glue. Initially, Guinness World Records rejected his submission because he used matchsticks without the red sulfur tips. However, after public outcry, Guinness reversed its decision, and Plod's dedication was recognized. His breathtaking achievement stands as a testament to persistence and craftsmanship. Number 23. Sherlock Holmes didn't just solve fictional crimes, he helped pioneer forensic science. In Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's stories, Holmes used methods such as footprint analysis, fingerprinting, and chemical forensics decades before they became standard practice. He even described preserving footprints with plaster of Paris, a technique not formally adopted until the 20th century. Holmes's influence extended beyond literature, inspiring real-world detectives and laying the groundwork for modern forensic methodologies that solve crimes today. Number 24. If you've ever dreamed of operating heavy machinery, Dig This Las Vegas has you covered. Created by Ed Mum, this construction-themed adventure park allows visitors to drive bulldozers and excavators in a giant adult sandbox. Originally inspired by Mum's own joy while using an excavator during a home project, the park turned that thrill into a full-fledged experience. Guests can dig holes, stack tires, and even play excavator basketball, offering a playful spin on construction work. Number 25. Believe it or not, belly flops have contributed to serious scientific research. In 2023, researchers studied the mechanics of belly flops using high-speed cameras and human analog dummies. They found that hitting the water flat on creates maximum surface tension and impact force, explaining that painful, loud slapping sound. Their findings are now helping to improve lifeguard training techniques, ensuring safer water rescues, and influencing the design of life-saving gear by minimizing injury risks during emergency water entries. Number 26. Some culinary daredevils have swapped kitchen knives for chainsaws when preparing meat. Although wildly impractical, using a chainsaw to slice through steaks, briskets, or even entire roasts has become a niche fascination. Precision definitely takes a backseat, but watching a chainsaw blast through a T-bone offers a rugged, bizarre satisfaction. It's a reminder that while tools are designed for specific tasks, creativity, and perhaps a touch of recklessness can turn even the most dangerous equipment into culinary weapons. Number 27. Christina Granville, born Maria Christina Janina Skarbek, was one of Britain's most daring World War II spies. As the first female agent recruited by Britain's Special Operations Executive, she smuggled weapons, gathered intelligence, and even escaped Gestapo custody by faking tuberculosis. Winston Churchill reportedly called her his favorite spy. Granville's courage and resourcefulness redefined espionage, challenging gender norms and setting new standards for bravery under pressure during one of history's most perilous eras. Number 28. Forget cocaine bears. Scientists have now identified cocaine sharks. Off the coast of Florida, researchers studying marine ecosystems found evidence that sharks were inadvertently consuming narcotics dumped by traffickers. These sharks exhibited erratic swimming patterns, hyper-aggressive behavior, and unusual social dynamics. Although the long-term effects are still being studied, the phenomenon highlights just how deeply human actions, even illegal ones, can ripple through marine environments, affecting creatures we rarely associate with drug epidemics. Number 29. Ancient Celtic kings underwent some truly bizarre rites of loyalty, including nipple-sucking ceremonies. Warriors would symbolically suck the king's nipples to demonstrate allegiance. Losing one's nipples, however, carried deadly symbolism. It disqualified rivals from claiming kingship. Archaeologists studying bog bodies in Ireland have found evidence of mutilated nipples, suggesting dethroned kings suffered this fate. Beyond the oddity, these rites reveal the extreme importance of ritual, power, and symbolism in early Celtic societies. Number 30. If you ever encountered a big-mouth billy bass, you're familiar with one of the strangest pop culture fads of the early 2000s. This singing fish mounted on a plaque would belt out songs like "Take Me to the River" and "Don't Worry, Be Happy" at the push of a button. Joe Pelletieri invented it after his wife suggested creating a quirky, unexpected novelty item. The big-mouth billy bass became a massive hit, earning millions and cementing its place in kitsch history. Number 31. Discovered near Saudi Arabia's Red Sea coast, the dwarf goby fish looks like it's perpetually grumpy. No bigger than a grape, this tiny creature boasts a permanent frown caused by its upturned mouth. Yet, behind its sour expression, the dwarf goby hides an impressive set of sharp canines, allowing it to defend itself fiercely. Announced officially in 2024, this miniature marvel adds both charm and unexpected toughness to the rich tapestry of marine biodiversity. Number 32. The mysterious phenomenon known as the hum has baffled scientists and sufferers alike for decades. Heard by about 2% of the global population, the hum resembles a low, droning engine sound, often more noticeable indoors and at night. Reports come from places like New Mexico, Scotland, and New Zealand. Although theories range from radio waves to underground tunneling, no definitive cause has been found, leaving many to wonder whether it's a physical sound or a psychological phenomenon. Number 33. In the mid-20th century, American cowboy films sparked an unexpected cultural movement in the Congo. Teenagers, inspired by westerns, adopted cowboy attire, boots, hats, and plaid shirts, and even coined the term "bills" after Buffalo Bill. They developed their own hybrid language, blending local dialects with American slang. This surprising subculture shows how media can transcend borders, reshaping identity and creating new, imaginative cultural expressions in places far from Hollywood's reach. Number 34. Russia made cinematic history in 2023 with the release of The Challenge, the first feature film shot in outer space. Directed by Klim Shipenko and starring real-life surgeon Yulia Peresild, the movie was filmed aboard the International Space Station over a 12-day mission. This achievement beat Hollywood's own plans, including a project rumored to star Tom Cruise, and demonstrated how space exploration and entertainment industries are beginning to intersect in groundbreaking ways. Number 35. Hyperthymesia, or highly superior autobiographical memory, allows individuals to recall nearly every day of their lives in vivid detail. People like violinist Louise Owen can remember events from decades ago with astonishing clarity. Although this ability sounds like a superpower, it comes with downsides. Painful memories, embarrassing moments, and emotional traumas stay as fresh as joyful ones. Scientists continue to study hyperthymesia, trying to understand how brain structure and function create such rare but burdensome cognitive abilities. Number 36. Arachibutyrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. And yes, it is a real, documented phobia. While most people find the sensation mildly annoying or even humorous, for sufferers it can trigger intense anxiety. Psychologists suggest the fear may stem from an evolutionary instinct to avoid choking hazards. For those with severe arachibutyrophobia, even the sight of peanut butter can cause distress, making everyday experiences like eating sandwiches surprisingly challenging. Number 37. Autophagia is a rare psychological disorder where individuals feel compelled to bite or even eat parts of their own bodies. It often begins with seemingly harmless nail biting, but can escalate to dangerous levels, resulting in serious injuries. Though not officially listed in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, autophagia is linked to impulse control issues and sometimes neurological disorders. It serves as a sobering reminder of how deeply complex and sometimes self-destructive human behaviors can be. Number 38. In 2012, a Chinese magnate made headlines by giving his daughter a wedding dowry worth over $16 million. The extravagant gift included 4 boxes of gold, luxury cars like a Porsche and a Mercedes-Benz, and 5 million shares in his company. While some criticized the gesture as a publicity stunt, others saw it as a touching, if excessive, display of familial love. The lavish dowry underscored the cultural importance of weddings and wealth in modern Chinese society. Number 39. Daphne Guinness, heiress, fashion icon, and occasional musician, has led a life filled with eccentricities. As a child, she once swam in Salvador Dali's lobster-filled pool. Known for wearing towering heel-less shoes and maintaining a beehive hairstyle streaked with silver and black, she has become a fixture in avant-garde fashion. Surprisingly, Daphne claims she survives almost entirely on Red Bull and nutritional shakes, eschewing traditional food altogether, adding even more mystique to her already colorful public image. Number 40. Actor Macaulay Culkin once let the internet decide his new middle name, and they chose Macaulay Culkin. As a result, his full legal name is now Macaulay Culkin Culkin. The stunt was part of a playful engagement with his fans, demonstrating his willingness to embrace humor and not take himself too seriously. It also stands as a modern example of how celebrity culture and internet communities can collide in wonderfully absurd ways. Number 41. Calendar synesthesia is a rare neurological condition where individuals visualize time in vivid, three-dimensional shapes. For example, some people see months arranged in a circle around their body, while others describe calendars as flowing ribbons or spirals. This phenomenon connects sensory experiences with abstract concepts, much like how some people with synesthesia can taste words or see colors when hearing numbers. Although uncommon, it offers fascinating insight into the diverse ways human brains can perceive and organize information. Number 42. Pablo Escobar, the infamous Colombian drug lord, amassed an almost unimaginable fortune during his reign. Supplying 80% of the cocaine in the United States, his cartel's profits were so vast that they reportedly spent $2,500 a month just on rubber bands to bundle cash. Escobar even allegedly burned $2 million to keep his daughter warm while hiding. Today, much of his hidden wealth remains undiscovered, with former DEA agents estimating that $1.3 billion could still be buried in Colombia. Number 43. The word bunghole might make you giggle today, but it has a perfectly respectable origin. In traditional barrel making, a bunghole is the small opening through which liquids like wine or oil are poured. The term dates back to at least the 17th century and appears in classic literature. Over time, it evolved into a slang term with a less refined connotation, but its original meaning remains an essential part of the art of cooperage. Number 44. If you've ever examined a violin closely, you may have noticed the 2 elegant, curved openings on its body. These are called F-holes, named for their distinctive shape resembling a stylized F. Far from decorative, the F-holes are critical for amplifying the sound produced by the instrument. Their design, perfected over centuries, allows violins to project rich, resonant tones. It's a great example of how aesthetics and functionality can converge in the craftsmanship of musical instruments. Number 45. Babies, despite their tiny size, may come into the world hardwired with a basic sense of morality. Researchers at Yale University conducted puppet experiments where infants consistently preferred good puppets over bad ones. In further studies, babies even showed a desire to punish misbehaving puppets by denying them treats. These findings suggest that notions of right and wrong might not be entirely learned but could instead have innate roots, offering a fresh perspective on the origins of human morality. Number 46. First impressions happen much faster than you might think. Research shows that it takes your brain only 1/10 of a second to form an impression of a stranger's face. In that blink of an eye, people assess traits like trustworthiness, competence, and likability. While these snap judgments can sometimes be accurate, they are also prone to bias. It's a fascinating glimpse into how our brains are wired for survival, quickly evaluating potential friends or threats. Number 47. Scientists at Augsburg University developed an artificial intelligence named Irony Man, designed to understand and use sarcasm. Unlike typical robots that communicate in flat, literal language, Irony Man incorporates human-like speech patterns, offering sarcastic retorts to everyday frustrations. For instance, when someone complains about traffic, Irony Man might say, "Oh great, I love wasting my day here." The project highlights how blending emotional nuance into AI could make future digital assistants more relatable, and perhaps a bit sassier. Number 48. Kim Peek, the inspiration behind Dustin Hoffman's character in Rain Man, possessed astonishing mental abilities. Born with significant brain abnormalities, he could read 2 pages of a book simultaneously, one with each eye, and retain nearly everything he read. Without a corpus callosum, the structure that connects the brain's hemispheres, Peek's brain processed information in an unusually direct way. His incredible memory impressed scientists and the public alike, challenging assumptions about cognitive potential and neurological diversity. Number 49. At the site of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, scientists discovered a type of black fungus thriving in the radioactive ruins. This fungus doesn't just survive radiation, it uses it. Containing high levels of melanin, the fungus absorbs radiation and converts it into chemical energy, much like plants use sunlight through photosynthesis. This discovery has sparked interest in developing radiation-resistant technologies and even exploring possibilities for future space travel, where radiation exposure is a serious concern. Number 50. Long commutes might be draining more than just your time. They could actually be shrinking your brain power. A study by the University of Leicester tracked over 500,000 people and found that those commuting more than 2 hours daily experienced significant cognitive decline compared to those with shorter commutes. The mental inactivity during long drives mirrors the effects seen in excessive television watching, suggesting that prolonged periods of passive behavior can dull cognitive sharpness over time.